In 2026, the way Americans watch TV has changed more than anyone expected. Cable subscriptions are falling fast, streaming is everywhere, and yet millions of people across the United States are still asking the exact same question before buying a streaming device. Should you buy a Roku, a Fire TV stick, or a Chromecast? At first glance, they all seem the same. Small devices. Plug them into your TV. Install apps like Netflix, YouTube, and Disney Plus, and start watching. But here is the reality most people discover after they buy one. Some devices push ads constantly. Some hide your favorite apps. Some track more of your data than you might realize. And some simply work better depending on the type of user you are. In fact, the difference between these three platforms can completely change your daily streaming experience. Today, we are going to break down Roku, Fire TV Stick, and Chromecast in a way most reviews do not. We will talk about performance, privacy, app support, smart home integration, the hidden business strategies behind these devices, and most importantly, which one actually makes sense for people living in the United States in 2026. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which device is best for you, and some of the answers might surprise you. Right now, the streaming market in America is going through a massive shift. Just a few years ago, smart TVs were supposed to replace streaming sticks completely. The idea was simple. Buy a smart TV and you would not need any extra hardware. But something interesting happened. Consumers discovered that built-in TV software ages quickly. TVs become slow. Updates stop coming. And new streaming services appear faster than TV manufacturers can support them. So millions of Americans started buying streaming sticks again. These tiny devices are cheap, fast, and constantly updated. And the competition between the three biggest platforms has become intense. Roku controls a massive portion of the US streaming market. It is installed in millions of households and built directly into many smart TVs. Amazon's Fire TV Stick is deeply connected to the Amazon ecosystem. It pushes Alexa, Prime Video, and Amazon services everywhere. Google's Chromecast with Google TV has quietly evolved into a powerful recommendation engine that tries to organize every streaming service into one interface. And here is why this matters now. Streaming prices are rising across the United States. Netflix increased prices. Disney Plus added ad tiers. Amazon Prime Video introduced ads unless you pay extra. Americans are paying more for streaming than ever before. So choosing the right streaming device is not just about convenience anymore. It can affect how you discover content, how you manage subscriptions, and even how much data companies collect about your viewing habits. This is no longer just about hardware. It is about ecosystems. To understand which device is best in 2026, we first need to understand what these devices actually do. At the most basic level, Roku, Fire TV Stick, and Chromecast all do the same thing. They turn any television with an HDMI port into a smart streaming hub. You plug the device into the HDMI port, connect it to Wi-Fi, sign into your apps, and suddenly your TV can stream thousands of movies and shows. But the similarities stop there. Each platform is built around a completely different philosophy. Roku focuses on simplicity. When you turn on a Roku device, you see a grid of apps: Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Disney Plus, and many others. The interface is intentionally simple. There are not many animations, not many distractions, and not many complicated menus. It feels familiar, especially for older users or families who just want something easy to navigate. Fire TV Stick takes a completely different approach. Amazon built Fire TV around content discovery and Amazon services. When you open the Fire TV interface, you immediately see rows of movies, recommendations, ads, and suggestions. A lot of those suggestions connect directly to Amazon Prime Video. The system is heavily integrated with Alexa voice commands and Amazon smart home devices. And then there is Chromecast with Google TV. Chromecast used to be a simple casting device where you sent videos from your phone to your TV. But today, it is something much more advanced. Google TV is built around an algorithm that tracks your viewing habits and tries to recommend content from across every streaming platform. Instead of opening apps one by one, Google TV tries to show you the best movies and shows available across all services. In theory, it creates one unified streaming experience. Now, this is where things start to get interesting, because the real differences between these platforms appear when you start using them every day. Let us start with performance. Streaming devices live or die by speed. Nobody wants a device that freezes when opening Netflix or lags when scrolling through menus. In 2026, performance has improved across all three platforms, but there are still noticeable differences. Roku devices are known for consistency. The interface is lightweight. It does not demand much processing power. Even cheaper Roku models usually feel smooth. Fire TV sticks are powerful, but sometimes overloaded. Amazon fills the interface with recommendations, ads, and visual content. On lower-end Fire TV models, this can occasionally make navigation feel slower. Chromecast with Google TV sits somewhere in the middle. The hardware is strong, and Google's interface is polished, but heavy recommendation systems can still cause small delays depending on the device version. But here is where it gets serious. Advertising. Streaming platforms have become one of the most valuable advertising environments in the United States, and these devices are now major advertising platforms. Roku earns a large portion of its revenue from advertising and content promotion. You will see ads on the home screen, promoted content, sponsored channels. However, Roku keeps the interface fairly clean compared to competitors. Amazon takes a much more aggressive approach. Fire TV's home screen is filled with promotional banners, trailers, sponsored content, and Amazon service promotions. This is not an accident. Amazon views Fire TV as a gateway to its entire ecosystem. Movies, shopping, music, smart home devices, and that strategy shapes the entire experience. Chromecast with Google TV does something slightly different. Instead of showing obvious banner ads, it pushes algorithm-driven recommendations. You might see a movie suggestion from Netflix, followed by a Disney Plus show, followed by a YouTube video. The interface feels more personalized, but it also means Google is constantly analyzing your viewing behavior. And this leads us into a topic that many people overlook: privacy. Every streaming device collects data: what you watch, how long you watch it, what apps you open. But the level of tracking varies. Roku collects viewing data to improve recommendations and advertising, but the system is relatively transparent and simple. Amazon collects data that can connect to your Amazon shopping behavior, Alexa voice commands, and smart home activity. Google collects data that can connect to your Google account, YouTube history, search activity, and other services. For many Americans, this might not matter. But for privacy-focused users, the platform you choose can shape how your digital behavior is tracked. And this changes everything. Because these streaming devices are not just gadgets, they are data platforms. Now let us talk about apps. For most viewers in the United States, the most important question is simple: does it have my streaming services? Fortunately, all three platforms support nearly every major streaming app. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, Apple TV Plus, YouTube, Prime Video, and many others are available across Roku, Fire TV, and Chromecast. But sometimes, platform conflicts happen. Streaming companies occasionally argue with device manufacturers over revenue sharing or advertising rules. When that happens, apps can temporarily disappear from platforms. Over the years, Roku has had several public disputes with streaming services. Amazon and Google have had their own platform conflicts as well. In most cases, these issues eventually get resolved, but they highlight an important truth. Streaming is not just entertainment, it is business, and the platform you choose can sometimes affect which services appear first in your interface. Now, here is something that many people do not talk about enough: smart home integration. If your house already uses smart devices, your streaming stick can become a central control point. Fire TV integrates deeply with Alexa. You can control lights, cameras, thermostats, and other smart devices directly from the TV. You can say something like, "Alexa, show me the front door camera," and the video appears instantly. Chromecast with Google TV integrates with Google Home devices. You can control smart lights, cameras, and speakers through Google Assistant. If your house uses Nest cameras or Google Smart devices, this integration feels natural. Roku also supports voice control and smart home features, but the ecosystem is not as deep as Amazon or Google. And this leads to a bigger question. Which device is actually best? Because each platform has clear strengths and weaknesses. Roku's biggest strength is simplicity. It is easy to use, reliable, straightforward. For families, older viewers, and people who just want something that works without complexity, Roku remains one of the most comfortable streaming platforms. But Roku also has limitations. The interface is basic, smart home integration is weaker, and innovation tends to move slower compared to Amazon and Google. Fire TV Stick shines inside the Amazon ecosystem. If you already use Alexa, Amazon Prime, and Amazon Smart devices, Fire TV becomes a natural extension of that environment. Voice commands are powerful, content recommendations are aggressive, and Amazon constantly pushes new features. But some users feel overwhelmed by the ads and Amazon-focused promotions. Chromecast with Google TV is often considered the most intelligent interface. Google's recommendation system can surface movies and shows across multiple services in one place. Search is powerful, voice commands are excellent, and integration with Google services is seamless. But some users find the interface more complex than Roku, and Google sometimes changes features faster than people can adapt. Public opinion about these devices is fascinating. Some viewers love Roku because it feels simple and predictable. Others prefer Fire TV because it connects to the massive Amazon ecosystem. And many tech enthusiasts lean toward Chromecast because of Google's powerful software and recommendations. None of them are perfect, but each one fits a different type of user. Looking toward the future, streaming platforms are expected to evolve even more. Artificial intelligence will likely play a bigger role in content discovery. Your streaming device might eventually know exactly what you want to watch before you even search for it. Smart homes will become more connected. Your TV could automatically show security camera feeds, smart home alerts, or personalized dashboards. Advertising will also become more personalized. Streaming platforms will know more about viewing habits than traditional television ever did. By 2030, the line between streaming platforms, smart home systems, and digital assistants may almost disappear. Your television could become the central interface for your entire home. But even as technology evolves, one thing will remain true. People just want something that works, something fast, something simple, something that helps them relax after a long day. So what should you actually choose in 2026? If you want the simplest experience with minimal complexity, Roku is still one of the best choices. If you are deeply connected to Amazon services and Alexa devices, the Fire TV Stick makes the most sense. If you want powerful search, smart recommendations, and tight Google integration, Chromecast with Google TV offers a very intelligent experience. For students, the best option is usually the device that fits your budget and supports the apps you already use. For professionals with smart homes, choosing a device that matches your ecosystem can make everyday life more convenient. For families, simplicity and reliability often matter more than advanced features. And for everyday consumers, the most important thing is understanding that these devices are not identical. They represent different strategies from three of the biggest technology companies in the world, and the choice you make will shape how you experience streaming for years. Technology is moving faster than ever. Streaming platforms are evolving. Artificial intelligence is changing how we discover entertainment. But sometimes the biggest decisions are the smallest ones, like choosing the tiny device that sits behind your television, because that little device controls the gateway to everything you watch. If you enjoyed this deep dive into streaming technology, subscribe to TechVibes for more smart tech breakdowns like this, and I want to hear from you. Which streaming device do you use right now? Roku, Fire TV Stick, or Chromecast? And if you had to choose again in 2026, would you pick the same one? Let's talk about it in the comments, because the future of streaming is just getting started.